Chip.
You called it. This is the first game they won. They didn't score 30 points.
2017, I take it.
Since November 2018. First game since November 2018, the Cowboys won despite scoring 20 or fewer points.
You heard him.
That was
you heard
week
him
13.
Here.
Are we on?
Yeah, we on.
Oh,
we
I'm
on.
sorry.
You good.
I'm sorry. That was week 13.
No, you good.
Week 13 against the Saints, 13-0 at 13-10 at AT&T Stadium.
We will take it any way the Cowboys can get it. A W is a W. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live post-game show presented by Freeman Mazda. Hey guys, if you're searching for a new, used, or Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, why not shop at Freeman Mazda? Freeman Mazda, Irving, Texas, has been a family-owned and operated business for over 60 years. They have a new inventory arriving daily, especially the new 2021 Mazda CX-5s. I personally have a Mazda 6, and I love it. It's like a luxurious type of car without that luxurious price, right? So stop by Freeman Mazda in Irving, Texas today, or go to freemanmazda.net. All right, Cowboys win 20-17. I thought it would be, 27-20, I think it was.
Yes.
But nonetheless, they finally broke the streak of not scoring 30 points and losing.
Yeah.
I have to give a hell of a hat tip to that defense today. I just do. I thought they balled out and they played phenomenally. But your overall impressions of today's game, Jesse?
It's tough to win in the National Football League, right? We can sit here week in and week out.
That's true.
We can say, oh, well, they should do this and they should do that and this and this and this. And we forget that they pay those guys as well.
Yep.
Right? Those guys didn't make it to like some different NFL. These guys are in the same NFL as our team is. And you have to understand it is very difficult to win in the National Football League. And the Cowboys took care of business today. No matter how you want to cut it, no matter what you want to say, a victory is a victory. If we're not taking no more losses, then don't try to give me no more victory. This is a dub, and the Cowboys needed this win in the worst way. You don't want to start off 0-2, going on the road for their second game of the season. It was a gritty, hard-fought football game. And honestly, if you're going to win championships, you're going to have a game or two like these in the season. Take nothing away from LA Chargers. That's a really good football team, but the Cowboys, they did what they had to do. They did what we wanted them to do a week ago. They almost, at the end of the game with the bad clock management,
brutal.
but they delivered with no time on the clock to give your opponent a chance to go out there and score. Kudos and hats off to the Cowboys, and now enjoy this victory.
Got to enjoy it. Dak Prescott had a very game manager type of game. And, again, I didn't really notice this until last minute with the whole having the safeties play back, but I felt like that played a major factor in this game both ways, right? Like, okay, if you want to play the safeties back, then your quarterback has to not make the big mistake. He made it at the beginning of the game and didn't ever since, and they decided to lean on the ground. Tony Pollard, 13 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Averaged 8.4 yards per carry, broke off big play after big play. Zeke, 16 carries, 71 yards, more of that gritty grind. Just grind it, 4.4 yards, touchdown, long of 19 yards. And I thought that the ground game came to play today like I thought they needed to, and so I got to give a hat tip to them as well. On the other side of the ball, Justin Herbert, 31 for 41. 338 yards, 1 touchdown, and here's the situation there. 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Could easily been 3 or 4, but 2 interceptions, and they were massive. The second one was crucial in the red zone. That was something that I kind of noticed coming into this game, Jesse, and we talked about all the time. Have to convert in the red zone. Dallas, 2 for 3 in the red zone this week. LA, I always want to say San Diego. LA, 1 for 4. That was their Achilles heel last week, and it came and bit them back in the butt today.
And I want to just take a moment and pause. And give flowers and give love and give credit to Terrence Steele.
Yes.
Like
Cousins, he come to the cookout now.
Now he come to the cookout. Give some credit to Terrence Steele, because one of my coaches for my podcast, Nate Newton, a 3-time Super Bowl winner, right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, said, if Joey Bosa is impacted this game, we would lose. And however we did it, and there were times where Terrence Steele had to line up on Joey Bosa one-on-one. He gave up the 1 sack. The other sack came from the side of Tyron Smith. hats off to Terrence Steele for holding it down, and the chips and the doubles and the one-on-ones. That was a great effort because Joey Bosa is a guy who can wreck a football game. And today he had some plays, but they weren't game-wrecking plays. And so, absolutely, what's going on, brother? And so we were able to do what we had to do when we had to do it. And again, a gritty win. You'll take a win in the National Football League any way you can get it. And today they toughed one out.
I'm glad you brought up my third cousin because during the game I kept saying to myself, I can't wait to go back and watch the tape because I'm not really hearing his name being called. And that's a great thing. And there was this one play that you pointed out with Zach Martin. You're going to need to give him help, right? Zach Martin had about 3 different dudes on this play.
Yes.
It was Joey Bosa hitting him with the outside going in.
I told you
Zach was there.
He's the linchpin, right? He's the thing. Like, he literally, when you watch this play, it was in that late in the fourth quarter, you see actually Terrence Steele gets beat inside. Zach Martin comes off his man for a second, puts an arm out to stop the progression of Joey Bosa, then reaches back and put an arm out to stop his man, and he falls back with 2 dudes coming, but it was enough for Dak to get the ball up before they got there. So that's why you keep a guy like Zach Martin right where he's at, because of those type of plays when you need him the most at the end of a football game in a crucial moment.
Absolutely. We are in the Freeman Mazda post-game show. Cowboys win 20-17. And Zach Martin not only played well in the passing game, but he helped open up holes in the run game. And I have to bring that back because I just think that really saved the day for the Cowboys. Like, again, Dak wasn't terrible when you look at the stats. I mean, he was 23 for 27, but the big plays weren't there today because of the way the defense played on the other side of the ball. So kudos to Terrence Steele, kudos to Zach Martin, but I can't wait to go back and watch this film. Guys, I'm going to ask you out there, I'm going to ask you here, Jesse. There's a couple players on the defense side of the ball I will give a game ball to, but who would you give?
I'll let you do it first.
You know what I mean?
I'll let you do it first.
I'm having a hard time. I got 3 players down here, but I can only give away 1 game ball. I'm going to give it to J-Ron Kearse.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to J-Ron Kearse. I think he got hosed a little bit on the interception, so he could have added to it. But J-Ron Kearse on today's game, 6 tackles, 5 solo tackles, a tackle for loss, a quarterback pressure, a PBU that turned into an interception, but that happened. I thought Kearse, he didn't look like a backup to me.
Right.
And I said during the game, the broadcast, I said, hey, dog, Donovan Wilson, if you need some time, brother, you can sit down for a little bit. J-Ron showed that he could ball out, so it was rough. I had 3 players, but I'm going to give it to J-Ron Kearse.
There's a lot of guys you can give it to on this defense. I mean, you can give it J-Ron Kearse stepped up. Micah Parsons.
My goodness. That was the one I was going to say.
Micah Parsons, say what you want. Yes, you might have wanted J.C. Horn. Yes, you may have wanted Patrick Surtain the second. But Micah Parsons has not disappointed.
No.
And we were all kind of questioning how it was going to go, playing him at DN and so on and so forth. And boy, did he look good. I mean, that speed that he plays with is something that a lot of times throws tackles off.
Man.
And he has the bend and the shift. We can give a game ball to Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, yes.
Because when you come out there and you're down your 2 biggest pass rushers, and you're down your starting safety, and you now have to come up with ways to do different things, that's a tough and a tall ask for anybody. And especially early in this year with the amount of young players that you have on this football team. This football team defensively is littered with young football players. And he got those guys focused and in play. Now, they weren't we're not saying that they're the 85 Bears, they're top 5 defense, but they made some very big plays when they had to continue to turn the ball over. 2 more turnovers in this football game. That brings them to what, 5? 6 on the season. I mean, I think a year ago we had like 10 total in the year. We're at 6 in 2 games. I like the way that this thing is trending. Guys are playing fast. Guys are playing physical, and they're turning the ball over. So, I mean, we can go Micah. We can go J-Ron. We can go KZ. We can go Dan Quinn. But I think a lot of guys, even Jalen Smith, earned their paycheck on defense today.
Yes, I have to give a hat tip to Jalen Smith, and he didn't have to do all the crazy celebration. He just went out there and played ball. Even when we knew there was going to be a mouse in the house when it was Eckler on Jalen, but at least he didn't let him break off long.
Right.
So they might have caught it and got 8-9, but at least he got him down.
Right.
And I think Jalen, again, did his job today, and we knew Jalen and LVE were going to have to play extra snaps, and I think they both held their own today pretty well. I mean, obviously LVE with the sack, and he was kind of all over the place. The holding penalty that was ended up being big. So, I mean, you could give a hat tip to the entire linebacker unit, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think the defense last week gave you some things to be excited about, but you were like, they didn't learn how to close, right, and things like that. So you had to say, well, wait a minute, let's see. But I feel good. Today, Cowboys Nation, I would feel better about today than I did last week, to be honest with you.
Why so?
Because
Elaborate.
Because this team went into the red zone 4 times and came away with a touchdown once. And really, that touchdown was AB. I mean, you can't play 10 yards off and didn't have a bad angle. Other than that, I thought they clamped down. And they did what I want. A few times you had open guys running around, but they made Justin Herbert throw contested passes.
Bend but don't break type of defense.
Exactly. And honestly, the pass rush, it was great today. I don't like to use great, but it really was great.
Dan Quinn mixed it up. Like you saw sometimes it was Javon Curse coming on the blitz. You saw sometimes it was Kazee coming on the blitz. You saw Micah Parsons coming. You saw he was giving it different looks as much as he possibly could to try to create pressure from different angles, from different players, from different positions to kind of really, really confuse. And that's what you want. It's, like you said earlier in our pregame show, this ain't Tom Brady.
This ain't Tom Brady.
Right? Tom Brady can see things before they start happening. He has this widgetry with his thinking, and he's seen it all and done it all. But with Justin Herbert, there are times where he could miss something, right? That the offensive line with a right tackle that just got inserted into the game, you can miss some things, and they did miss some things. And so with that type of creativity from Dan Quinn and the players being able, and that was one of my fears, that having all these guys in all these different positions, would they be able to have a level of continuity that didn't cost them? And today, they gave up some plays, but it was a lot of bend but don't break. And they said, like you said, the biggest key is when the Chargers got into the red zone, they didn't give up touchdowns.
They didn't give up the touchdown. Shout out to everybody in the chat joining us today on the Freeman Mazda post-game show. Again, Cowboys win 20-17. And per usual, I was me during the game. I said, you know what, today I'm going to try not to be so crazy and loud, but that didn't work out. But hey, it is what it is.
Listen, be true to you. Be true to who you are. I'm more of a calm, collective, reserved kind of dude.
Man.
You're a little bit more, excitable and over the top.
Today was I don't gonna lie to you, a little more frustrating. It's a little more frustrating today because I felt like they could have put this, they could have really put the foot on them. But I gotta give a hat tip to their defense though over there as well. They did limit Dak Prescott, and he really couldn't get going. But yeah, man, I had fun at the end of the day because they won.
Yeah.
But my heart is still racing. It was absolutely a nail biter, and we all know when Greg the Leg marched out there. I'm gonna be real with you. My confidence level was significantly low. And let's okay, we won. Cowboys won. Yes. If I could find one thing to pull from this game, it really has nothing to do with the players. It's coaching. I think the clock management by Mike McCarthy and obviously Fossil, the decision making. Once again, I question. Like, I'm sitting here thinking as that happened with Fossil, and then at the end of the game, I'm like, should Dan Quinn be running this team? No, seriously, like Mike, bruh. You played for a 56-yard field goal. And I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but, again, you'd rather go into the week on a win with things to come out of to be better at than go in with a loss.
And we talked last week about balance, right? Dak threw the ball 57 times last week, and Kellen came out and said, well, it's balanced however you can get it. Today was balanced, okay? This is what balance looks like. When you come out here and you got, 60-plus plays,
31 rushes.
You got 27. You got 57 plays, 58 plays, 31 rushes, 27 passes. That's a balanced game. Over just shy of 200 yards rushing just over 200 yards passing at 221 yards. I think that is an efficient day. The running back, 6.4 yards, a carry, 2 touchdowns from there. And you see the ball being spread around. We've asked for a long period of time. You know what, man, Tony Pollard. And I thought, he's kind of at the raw end of the deal because you get drafted to a team who has a number 4 pick as a running back.
And then he gets paid.
Excuse me, and then he gets picked, and then he's like, well, what do we find time at to get him the ball? Today was that day. And you said it. I got to give you credit. You said, man, today's like a Tony Pollard day. And sure was. Man, excuse me.
Yeah, hold on. Mute you.
I know.
No, you're absolutely right. But it was, to me, it really was more not just TP, but Zeke. Zeke mixed in a very crucial, first down plays, and I have to go back and watch how he performed in the passing game in regards to pass blocking. But, there's some good things to take out of this first 2 weeks, even though the Cowboys are 1-1. And I think right now, offensively, number one is Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore is just week to week. I say this all the time. I keep saying it. Week to week, you have to adjust, and it's a beautiful thing to see. You played under JG. You know that wasn't a thing. No. And we're seeing that. Week 1, hey, Dak, we're going to give you the authority to get out of these things because we know it's going to be heavy. Week 2, they're not going to stack this box. Let's crush them. 31 rushes. And they did. They absolutely crushed them. So me personally, am excited for Kellen Moore's growth and growth in the red zone. There was just that one series in the red zone where it got a little funny. And how ironic is this? We worry about Terrence Steele all game. Terrence Steele, man, can't single him up. How about this? Tyron Smith gives up the worst sack of the night.
It seems like Tyron Smith, once a game, he gives you a bonehead play, whether it's a holding or a false start or giving up a sack. And that could have been ugly because he stripped the ball out of Dak's hand.
Yeah.
And if they would have pounced on that, that might have been a determining factor of a football game. So we give Tyron a ton of credit, but every game Tyron comes up with one of those bonehead plays, and you're like, come on, bro.
It's funny because you grade linemen on there's 65 plays. You're supposed to grade all 65, but that one could have got us right there. That one really could have got us. But, again, he balled his butt off, though. I mean, Tyron was locking stuff down over there. And Terrence Steele, man, I can't wait to go back. I really can't wait to go back and watch it. But feel good about your coordinators. Your coordinators coming out of the first 2 weeks have really answered the bell, in my opinion. And I always believe that sometimes as a head coach, specifically defensive head coach, when you get that gig to be our defensive-minded head coach, when you're a DC, everything's great because you're just focused on being a DC.
Yep.
You go to be a head coach, you got to worry about a lot of things. And Dan Quinn said it, hey, I get a chance to come back and kind of just do what I do. And I just think he's got 6 turnovers. Could have been 4 again today, but, whatever. Nonetheless, this is something you have to be really, really, really excited about moving forward. And the next 3 quarterbacks coming up, Sam Darnold, week 4. Next week you get Jalen Hurts. And then after that you get Danny Dimes. So remember, we talked about after Tom Brady, the quarterback list doesn't get crazy. Herbert was your biggest matchup probably, and I have to go look until you see Patty.
Yeah.
And I have to go look at the schedule. And honestly, again, that's what beat Dallas in week 1 was superior quarterback play and obviously boneheaded decisions or penalties and non-penalties, whatever. But I know Sam is playing well, fresh. I know Jalen Hurts had a good – I don't give a damn.
Your next 5 quarterbacks –
they ain't Tom Brady, and they ain't Herbert.
Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Danny Dimes –
Mac Jones.
Mac and Cheese.
Kirk Cousins.
And Kirk Cousins.
And then, you're about to go on a streak here.
Then you got Teddy Bridgewater.
You're not going to see one till Matt Ryan. Listen.
So that's week 10.
Listen, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just saying we talked about it after week 1. You got a chance here.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to look too far ahead because you got to, let's stay in this victory. But you got a real chance here. And here's my thing. I'm glad they were able to put up with some of the boneheaded the players, that is, decisions from the coaches and then the referee situation. But again, I can't go too crazy on the refs because the Chargers had like 12 penalties.
Right.
So I'm not going to do that.
They were equal opportunities today. They weren't. The refs were calling them on both sides today. Despite how bad you may feel,
Right.
They were letting them flags fly for both Cowboys and for the Chargers.
Yeah, and that's so funny. I'm seeing somebody. I don't know if you're a Charger fan. Thanks, referees, for your help. What help? I mean, it was bad both ways, brother. It was bad both ways. Steve, my guy, Freight Train, he said, I said Friday morning that we would run the ball and get 2 to 3 INTs. He did. Shout out to you, Stephen Jones, a.k.a. Freight Train. Trey Manning talking about the referees as well. D Sharp says, what's up, Skywalker? Also says, what's up, Jesse?
Yeah, he spelled my name wrong. No I in my name, brother.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all right now, he don't like that.
No I in my name.
He don't like that.
Just no I. You know what I'm saying? Like putting one L in the will.
That'll be strange.
Exactly.
That'd be strange. So we gave game balls to the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, who would you give your game ball here to?
For me,
tricky too.
No, for me, Tony Pollard.
TP.
Tony Pollard. I mean, he came out, and what he gives you offensively is he gives you a different burst than Zeke. Right? Zeke is more like Zeke used to be a Ferrari, right? 0 to and he's gone. Zeke's more
F-150,
like F-150. Yeah, Zeke's more F-150 with a little Hemi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Got something.
Yeah,
get up a little bit.
But he gotta get there. He's methodical, and then it's like, and then he gets going. You know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard, he hits it, boom, right? He can get outside, he can get inside, use him in the passing game. I think what you saw today out of Tony Pollard was just masterful the way they used him. Again, he had three catches for 31 yards, and he had 13 carries for 109 yards, averaging 8 yards a carry.
I'm going to be real with you. I think this is how they should be. I've been calling for this since last year, maybe 2 years ago. This is no knock on Zeke. It's just that I will continue to say this, Jesse. Zeke and TP is better than Zeke or TP.
Right.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you got to run the ball 32 times a game, but get both of these guys worked in because they complement each other maybe better than any running back duo in the entire league. And that's including Hunt and Chubb because they're more similar. Where these guys are literally thunder and lightning, but Zeke, he might get a crackle every here and there. A crackle might come. The lightning, that's pretty much done. Even though he's still shifty now, he got that shiftiness back. The lightning gone a little bit. TP?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I agree. I agree. And I like the way this looked. And it keeps Zeke fresher.
Yes.
For the late in the season.
If you can get into the postseason where you're going to have to go up maybe in Lambeau or somewhere and it's cold and you got to run the rock 35 times.
And for the Cowboys, they're going to end the year against some stiff competition. It's just not going to be a cakewalk for them at the end of the year when you start talking about the Raiders are playing good football right now. The Chiefs, the Saints are always going to be a good football team when you got Sean Payton there. Washington, that defense you'll have to deal with twice in almost a month, in 1 month, and then the Cardinals and then the Eagles. So you're going to need your horses to be somewhat fresh at the end of the year. So if you can get some more of this Tony Pollard love, especially the next 4 or 5 games, and then get to week 8, 9, 10, when you start kind of really facing that competition, and Zeke is more fresh, not have so many carries on his ledger, I think that bodes well for you towards the end of the year.
It's so crazy because sometimes you kind of got to take with a grain of salt what these coaches say. But McCarthy at the beginning of the year, before the beginning of the year, he said, hey, man, we want to monitor Zeke's usage. We want to be more two-back system. He said there's going to be times we want to be dominant in the run game. I'm just glad we're seeing it. We at least saw it today. Right. Let's see how it continues to go. I haven't, again, scouted the rest of these squads. I knew from scouting the Chargers coming in that they were susceptible on the ground, and that's exactly what they did. Once again, guys, this is the Freeman Mazda post-game show presented by our guys down there in Irving, Texas, Freeman Mazda. My game ball, I've seen a couple of you guys say it. Once again, drop your game balls here. I'm going to go with my third cousin.
Okay.
I'm going to go with my third cousin, Terrence Steele, and we'll talk about it a lot tomorrow on the show. But he was my one concern offensively. I really didn't have any other concerns other than that. He was my one concern, and it was times where I was like, he's going to get singled up.
Yeah.
Can he hold his own? I don't care. Like you said, and he made a great point. I'd rather him hold Bosa. That hold,
yes,
it actually was going to be Oddish, but he held Bosa.
Right.
But that hold on Bosa, cool.
Yep.
Pull his ass down.
Yep.
Don't let him wreck your game, force fumble, pick it up, scoop, score.
Yep.
Right? So I got to give him his kudos. I don't know what the PFF is going to say. I don't care about the grades. I just know I didn't find myself over there going, oh, man.
This is one of those games where I don't care about the grade.
I don't care.
You did not let Joey Bosa be a game wrecker. They can rate you 50%. I don't give a nothing.
Right.
The guy that we were worried about who could change a game in a heartbeat was basically, as far as a pass rusher and a sack master and a game wrecker, was basically null and void. And
I think he had one time where he got back and touched Dak, and it was a sack, combined sack. But other than that,
I'll take that. I'll take that with my backup guy who was shaky a year ago. I will take that, and kudos to Terrence Steele because you came in and held your own big dog, man. Got to give you respect for that.
He did. I see some folk in the chat saying Trevon Diggs. Yeah, man, Diggs is really turning into a guy you can put on anybody's one and just rock out. He has some moments where, all right, he's a second-year player. You know, you can't slow down on Keenan Allen when he's running deep. You got to stay on him, right? Learning moments, stuff that as experience comes, you'll understand that.
Yep.
I just really think he played well, so I agree with you guys here. Victor says Biadasz really needs to get his communication down. I got to see how Biadasz played, but I thought, again, the offensive line, passing-wise and running-wise, held up. And how funny is it? It's when Zach Martin comes back, right? Now, next week is going to be another big test because much like the first week, this is a collective good unit. This is a collective good unit. Is there a pass rusher as talented as Joey Bosa on the Bucs? No. But did it matter? No, because they had a collective good unit.
Yeah.
And I said this during the show, and you guys knew this. I said, hey, coming in here, it's mostly Joey Bosa or bust. You know, it's Joey Bosa or bust, so I'm not really scared of it because you can scheme it, you can run, et cetera, et cetera. Next week is a different story. Hargrave, you got Fletcher Cox, you got Brady Graham, you got Sweat. So it's going to be real fun and interesting when you look ahead. Real quick, shout out to Super Chat we got here. I'm sorry if I missed any other Super Chats. We're just crushing it right now with this post game. Champion says with the $20 donation, newcomer here, but Cowboys fans since Alvin Harper. Shout out to you coming here. Anyways, nobody spoke on the penalties before the game. We got the W, but the penalties are going to kill us down the stretch. Real talk. That comes back to discipline.
Yep.
You got to be more disciplined. And your coaches, help your players out. Like, again, you don't rush the punt on 4th and 20 when you got Dak on the other side on the 2-minute drill. So help them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Jeremy says $5 donation. Appreciate that, brother.
Super chat.
Whoa, the chat moving fast here. Am I ahead of myself? Curse in, Wilson out. We'll talk about it this week, Jeremy.
Don't be a prisoner of the moment. Don't be a prisoner of the moment. Like, my thing is this: is that my thing is this: is that when you're
got a super fan back there. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, dog.
that, man. Thank you, man. When you look at who should be in, who should be out, like we went through an entire training camp, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't beat him out then. There's a reason why he was.
But he didn't beat him out. But Curse was getting reps. He was part of the D.
Right.
As a third, say as the big nickel. But sometimes Wally Pipp. I talk about Wally Pipp a lot, and I always joke around about it. But again, he'll have. I don't think Wilson will be back next week. I don't.
You know what he did by playing the way he played today. When they go in, when Jim Maurer and Britt Brown and Greg and all those guys go in for their meeting on Monday, and they're talking about the guys, all right, who we have this hurt this week. They'll go, hey, you know what? We don't have to rush him back.
Yeah.
J-Ron Curse played pretty darn well. Make sure he's fully healthy, right? Not 75%, not 80%. Let's get him 100% back so that we can have a full complement of players going forward. He just helped the process of healing for Donovan Wilson to get to the because if he played bad and they were giving up bad plays, now you're in there like, hey dog, I know you only 80, but we need you back in here.
Yeah.
And so he allowed now for the rest of the cavalry to kind of take another week and get fully healed up before you come back. And now when you come back, I got a complement of guys that I can now rotate and shift because I got two sets of guys who are playing some good football.
I went on the extreme with that during the game, right? I'm like, hey, do you think about putting him on
IR?
IR?
You went to
put him on IR because it's 3 weeks.
It's
It's 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. But I don't know if you're going to have to do that because, Malik Hooker, somebody brought up Malik Hooker. I can't wait to go watch him as well, but he made some plays. Here's what Curse at least allows you to do if you're Dan Quinn. Again, I'm just ecstatic with Dan. He allows you to be even more exotic, meaning now, okay, I know that Curse can ball, so let's run that big nickel even more, right? Yeah. I know Curse can come up and wham your tackle and wham your fullback or your running back and be an impact on the pass rush. Or he can bring down, he's a 6'4", 225. He can bring down your running back if he meets you at the LOS. So he can allow you to play more big nickel. And Dono's good. So it's not like oh, Curse in and we just get rid of Dono. Like Dono just hits the bench. No, you have the potential to put KZ, who's showing up as a playmaker. That's beautiful to see. Dono, who showed he can be a playmaker. And Curse, who's been a playmaker. So it's a beautiful thing. I talked about laughingly, hey, this safety room I'm kind of okay with the depth. I'm beyond okay now. I'm beyond okay. I'm actually excited. Like, you may have to find a way to get them all playing. Even Malik Hooker, you got 5 safeties. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 safeties. You can really get going. So, man, I'm just excited to see what he can do. But like you said, hey, Dono, take your time, man.
Take your time, man. No rush.
He looked – there was times I got flashbacks thinking that Curse was Diggs because of 27.
Yeah.
He's moving like a corner, and I think this is more to do with what you said. They're playing fast.
Yep.
Right? Like, they're not thinking. They're playing fast, and man, big hat tip to DQ. Yep. Big hat tip to DQ. We got another super chat, I think, from our guy, Jacody. Jacody, shout out to you.
Super chat.
He says, great show, guys. Bring in the gospel. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And this is the gospel right off the bat. Like, this ain't watching it again. This ain't going home thinking about it. We just going right off what we saw. No replays, none of that stuff. Half the time we can't even hear the dang on broadcast in here. So we just flat out how we see it. Stanley says, those boys played hard on defense. Let's give them their credit. I like what I saw. They're playing fast and making plays.
Stanley, you must have just jumped in today. We've been giving the defense credit for the last 40 minutes, brother.
Absolutely. 6 tackles for loss today by that defense, even though they got a couple chunk runs. Let me see where my guy, what he had.
They had
Eckler.
one. He had one 20-yard run.
You're right.
That was it.
It's crazy.
Now, he had some passes.
Passes, that's what it was.
He had some passes.
That's what it was. Eckler got 61 yards in the passing game.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's an exciting time if you're a defense guy, because this isn't even the healthy defense, right? You'll get Randy Gregory back next week to help with that defensive front. I don't necessarily know how Nye played. I felt like Basham was getting. I seen him flash a little bit. He didn't get home. I seen DA flash. DA gave Slater some tough reps over there. Mm-hmm. So I got to give Dorrance Armstrong some credit as well. Daryl says Cooper's health. I'm be honest with you, we don't have the post game to hear what they're saying, so I'm not sure what his health is, and I didn't see. To me, when we were watching the broadcast, I said maybe he got dinged up in his head. I can't remember if he came back in on that final drive, so that's something to watch coming out of that. Nicholas said he looked good. Fresh fade, Parsons looked elite at the defense, and I can't wait to talk about that this week. That, Jesse, I had mentioned to you during the game, that's something that I wonder if they match up base that situation with Micah Parsons, meaning maybe when you're going up against Lane Johnson and next week in Maliata or whatever his name is, you don't do that.
Right.
Because those are experienced veteran tackles that are really good tackles. But if you go up against Cam Irving, right, he got signed for the pen. Hey, let's put him down there.
But you also have that now in your hip pocket to say, you know what, when I want to give him a different look, hey, we're going to give him that look. And sometimes just mix it up and give a guy an opportunity to kind of, if you want to go to that spot where you want to, when you have players playing good at different positions, you're like, you know what, all right, I didn't know how it was going to work out, but it's working in our favor. Talk about the safeties, right? Now you're talking about, hey, we can bring one of those safeties down and play kind of small linebacker, right? If we want to do some coverage stuff, big nickel or big dime. And now I use Parsons as a rush. Now I can go KZ, Wilson, and now maybe cover a little bit better the backs or the tight ends if you face someone like that. So I mean, he looked good. I want to go back and watch him down for down. But when you saw him in there, he was using that speed, man, some power, some quickness, and that was giving what's my man, Norm,
Storm Norton,
whatever his name is. He was giving him hell over there.
Man, I can't wait to go back and watch it too, because it seemed like he was like a Tasmanian devil. He just everywhere. I mean, you know how many times that Justin Herbert had to escape the punt. Now, he made some damn throws, like you said. You said he was going to make some of those throws. But, I mean, he was just everywhere.
Yes.
And I have a hard time watching this game and saying, you know what, we're just going to slide him back full time and never bring him. Man, boy, he better get about 13 to 15 in them opportunities.
When the big dogs come back, man, he goes back to his position again.
Oh, that's right. I forgot D-Laws is the big dog. He come back.
Yeah, when the big dogs eventually come back, you put him back at linebacker, and again, you have these packages.
You can bring him over.
That's what I'm saying. You have these packages when if you want to mix some things up, if you want to give him a different look, if you want to kind of get a spark or something like that, then you can bring him down there. He's not an every down defensive end, because what will end up happening, they'll start running at him, and now it'll be elephants on parade coming his way. I think now that you know that he can go there, you have some packages for him and mix it up a little bit when you need a little bit of spice on your defense.
A little bit of spice. Yeah,
a little bit of paprika.
So we got what happened to Amari Cooper. Poked in the eye.
Oh.
So he'd be good to go.
Yeah.
He's good to go. I'm honestly, man, I'm looking at the receiving total.
Amari laid down on the ground like he got shanked.
I thought so.
Like he got shot 9, like he was 50 Cent. He got shot 9. Get up. He poked you in the eye, Amari. You got to stop with that stuff, man.
I like to be a detective when stuff like that happens. I'm like, okay, he's moving his legs, so it's not his legs. He's moving his arms, it's not his arm. His head. I won't worry with my eye. Maybe he fell, but at least it's his eye. So you know how the receivers are, though.
Hey, but not all of us.
Jesse,
not all of us.
Come on, man.
Poked in the eye, though. You down on the ground. They had to come out. The trends had to come out. But get up.
I thought KZ died last week when he got poked in the eye.
Get up. What is happening? You got shot. Get up.
But I'm impressed a little bit with the receiving total here, because nobody really snapped. Again, I'm not counting that 34-yarder from CeeDee Lamb at the end of the half. It was very workmanlike, right? Get your first down, make the catch. Honestly, big kudos to Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz. It might look like they did nothing, 5 catches for 50 yards or so, right? But no, those were big, important catches that they made. It was a catch that Jarwin had. I didn't think he was going to make it. So big, and just all around. I see people in the chat. Listen, guys. There are going to be games. I don't know if it's one guy. He said, I'm not impressed or I'm not happy. Dog, you won the game. Your team didn't play bad. Your coaches might have made some decisions that made you scratch your head. Defense is looking pretty dang on good, right? Your offense showed 1 week I could air it out for 40. The next week I could run for 200. I'm just saying, Justin, keep building on this momentum.
Yep.
From even from a loss last week. Continue to build on this momentum. This was a good team win. Like I said, you could go into the meeting rooms. I'd rather go into the meeting rooms on a win with things to take out to correct than a loss. And
I can tell you from experience, it is so much easier and it feels so much better to correct and get better after a dub than it does after a loss.
Yeah.
That list after a loss gets longer and longer, because now we're looking at every single thing.
2 losses in a row if this happens.
Right. And we all know how Cowboy Nation is going to react off that one. But when you go in there with a win, you feel good about yourself. The correction's a little bit different. You feel a little bit better about even when you have to be corrected. So, again, guys, I know that we always want the 40-point blowout. This isn't college football, guys.
No.
This isn't college football. And the Chargers are a quality football team.
Yeah.
Are they competing for a Super Bowl this year? Probably not. But I can guarantee you in the next 2 years, this team is going to be making some serious noise in the AFC as well as the National Football League. This team is on the rise. This is a team that is extremely on the rise, and you beat a solid football team.
Yeah.
They're not great. They have some great pieces, but you beat a solid football team today. Be proud of it. Be happy. And get ready for the Eagles.
Yep, you're not lying. Justin Herbert is going to make sure this team is always in it.
Yep.
That's what happens when you have a quarterback like that. That's what happens. Excuse me. See, I muted myself when that happened.
Yeah, but the mute, I got to go way over here to the mute.
I know. And then I don't get prepared when you sneeze. You just.
I was trying to hold it until I
You
get
know
my
what?
point out.
Make sure you wipe that one down.
This is my mic. I'm going to wipe it down.
Wipe Wipe me down. Let me get to the chat here before we head out some more.
QB1 right there.
White line. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, that's Super Cowboy fan, by the way. I don't know if y'all know who Super Cowboy fan is. He's very known here in the DFW area. White line says Pollard 13-109, Zeke 16-71. Great win. Pollard needs more touches than Zeke. Slow down. I like how they were used. That's how they should be used. They had about equal touches. Here's what I like most about the Pollard usage. There were series where it was Pollard series.
Yeah. Right?
And as opposed to, we're going to Zeke, Pollard come out, Zeke. Nah, I love how they used them. So let's just continue to see how this rolls. I see some people are upset with the illegal man downfield, illegal motion won this game. Stop it, Kyle. You must be a Chargers fan. Stop it, okay? Because there's penalties on both sides that were ridiculous. No one told your guy to go illegal man downfield. No one told your guy to have an illegal motion. Yeah. I said this in the pregame warm-up. For whatever reason, the Chargers implode in the red zone. It happened against Washington. It happened against the Cowboys. They're like the, you know how Stephen A says, what's the word? An accident waiting to happen?
Yeah.
The Chargers are an accident waiting to happen in the red zone. And here's why I think it is. You can't run the ball.
Yeah.
When you get down there and you can't run the ball, you rely on that. So it is what it is. Shout out to you, Twan. He says, great show. On to the Eagles. That's right. That's right. Let's go.
Go Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Me?
The Jesse Holley, man, every Sunday.
What's up, brother?
Every game, we'll be here. I'm just Garfunkel, you know.
That's Dak.
I'm Garfunkel. He's the. Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
Brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Fresh fade. This is the best I've seen the safeties play in a long time. Ooh, that might be a good point. Both games, to be honest with you. Both games.
The standard's not that high.
It's not, but I'm gonna take.
I'm just saying the standard's like, it's like a like a credit card. It's not that high. You jump over.
He ain't lying. Father of Five. That's an interesting YouTube name. Father of Five says Jalen Smith had one of his better games in a couple years. I don't know if it's been a couple years, but I gotta give him a golf clap. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything to cost you today. Like from any standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Not a missed tackle goes big, not a penalty.
Yeah.
The pass breakup, I know it was a bad throw, but so what? He was around the ball. Got to give him a golf clap. Appreciate you, Anthony Morris. The fire emojis, great show, Sky and Jay Holley. Hey, man, every game. I see we got about 500 people here in the chat. Do us a favor, like it, right? Like it so people can see these things. But every single game we will be here, pregame, halftime, postgame show, racking up all the analysis, giving y'all, having fun with it, being real. Some of y'all don't like that, but it is what it is. That's what we do. We don't know another way. Oh, another super chat.
Super chat.
Champion Shape says with a $20 donation, good W, but let's look immediately to the Eagles at home. 94 will be back. And Micah can move a little bit and just spy Jalen. Have to get that first division win. Watching the Eagles game, that's one of the things I was talking about.
Yep.
I said, if I'm Dan, listen, this is going to be a Neil and Micah Parsons game and bring down Curse. Ain't no way in hell I'm letting LVE or Jalen Smith spy Jalen. There's just not a chance, man. Not a chance.
But we can enjoy this win for 24 hours.
Let's join for 25 hours.
You got 24 hours to enjoy this win. Then we move on to Philadelphia.
That's
24. Yeah, the 24-hour rule, man. It's still early. You can still get lit. You can still get your buzz on. You can enjoy this. Tomorrow at the water cooler is going to be fantastic.
Go to the barbershop this week. You can feel good.
You can feel good.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about the Eagle fans getting on you.
God.
Yeah, I mean,
I work with a couple Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and you couldn't tell them nothing a week ago. I think they lost today to the Raiders, so I'll feel good to be able to come into work tomorrow.
Eagle fans so funny. Cowboys beat the Falcons last year, and it's always the Falcons. It's just the Falcons. They beat the Falcons week 1 with that terrible defense again, and it's, y'all got to give us credit. Okay, I'll give you credit if you go up here and beat San Fran at home. What happened? They lost. So I'm just glad we ain't going to hear these Eagle fans. It's annoying, bro. It's annoying. You already know. I ain't got to tell you. You from up that way.
I am.
You know what I'm saying? One more. Jesse, love your Carolina alum, but you rough on the boys and you pick them to look. What's that mean, Stump?
Yeah, Stump. There's no I in Jesse.
Come on, brother.
And I was being real. I just thought the Cowboys had a lot to overcome.
I did.
When you lost your tackle, you lost your 2 defensive ends. I mean, you were down a bunch of players on the road against a decent football team. And again, I'm not being critical, but they got in the red zone 4 times. If they were able to convert 2 of they converted 1. If they were able to convert 1 more of those, we lose a football game.
We got to step up.
So that's my thing is that we didn't blow this team out. I get it. It's tough to win in this league, but don't make it seem like I was picking them and this was a wild thing.
Yeah,
I'm not a Cowboy homer.
There you say, yeah.
I love the Cowboys. I'm not a homer. I'm going to give you my honest opinion week in and week out. And I got no problem coming when you say, hey, Jesse, you pick it to lose. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But we won 20-17 on the last second field goal. I wasn't crazy with my pick.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be homerish.
It was what, 27-24 you said you called it or something?
I called it 31-28.
Oh, even closer.
I called it a 3-point game. It just was the other way.
Other way, yeah. Listen, guys, he's called the voice of reason for a reason. He's the voice of reason for a reason. This is the post-game show presented by Freeman Mazda. Like I said earlier, if you're searching for a new, used, or Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, why not shop at Freeman Mazda? They have a great collection, and right now, the 2021 Mazda CX-5 is it. So check those guys out at freemanmazda.net. All right, guys, look.
And let me tell you this. I always want the Cowboys to win. When the Cowboys win, can I be honest? Can I be honest?
Be honest.
When the Cowboys win, I make more money.
There you go.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. When the Cowboys win, I make more money in life, in general. I always want them to win, but I'm a realistic person. I know that they're not going 17-0.
Oh, boy, there was a lot of those.
I want the Cowboys to win. Trust me. My bank accounts would love that.
You know what happens when the Cowboys win? Because I didn't get a chance to do this last time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to do this last time, guys, before we get on up out of here. Do me a favor. If you enjoyed this Cowboys victory, please go ahead and drop some fire emojis. If you enjoyed this post-game show, please go ahead and drop some fire emojis. Hey, it's a victory.
I'm sorry.
It's the victory.
I'm sorry.
It's the game day victory, man. A to Z Sports Live, you know what I mean? We here live at Revolver, Texas Live. Cowboys win 20-17 on a last-second field goal. A last-second field. Hey, it's usually Feel Good Friday. I might do a Feel Good Monday tomorrow.
Okay.
I might do a Feel Good Monday.
All right.
You know, I might come in suited and booted.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. Shout out to you guys, man. Another bomb game day. Jesse, we'll be back here next Monday night. Monday Night Football. Cowboys, Eagles, A to Z Sports, Skywalker Steel, Jesse Holley. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on mine. Baby. Let's go, Cowboys. We out of here, man. Peace. Let's get it, boy.